In terms of the political leadership, probably nothing. Probably nothing's going to really change in any dramatic way as a result of this, because you're talking about huge, systemic issues, and you don't normally fix huge systemic issues based off of one critical report that said things that you've known about for forever. One of the main criticisms of the report was that the Security Cabinet wasn't briefed the way it was supposed to be, that the National Security Council, which is known in Hebrew as the Malal, didn't really do its job. And the Malal, since its creation, has never really been that strong of a force. And the Security Cabinet has always sort of, as much as the Prime Minister wants to give information, gives information. But, information, especially in Israel where everything is defense, information matters. So the people today criticizing Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for not giving out information to the Security Cabinet, if they were Prime Minister, probably wouldn't give out all the information to the Security Cabinet because, they want to know everything and let some people know other things and, control things in that way. So is that going to change as a result of this report? No, probably not.
But the nature of the Security Cabinet itself, we in the public, I think, are given the impression that this is the top cabinet body that deals with the most important security issues. Mm-hmm. And the report seems to indicate that the cabinet ministers kind of come with prepared statements. They're afraid to say what's on their mind. They're afraid to speak out of the box because they're kind of at these meetings with the knowledge that what they say is going to end up in some kind of a state controller's report, and they have to watch their words.
Well, or you can see it as the opposite. They think that it's not going to matter, so you can just say whatever is politically expedient for me to say, and it's not really going to have an impact on anything anyway, so it's like a free pass for me to just throw out something that's not operationally possible, but that my constituents want to hear.
Is anyone, to your knowledge, in the Israeli defense establishment thinking outside of the box in terms of what can be done in order to, let's say, convince Hamas that it's not worthwhile, either because a port or some other economic incentives are given to Hamas so that they won't want a military conflict with Israel?
Well, that's part of the issue, is we're asking defense people who are deal with military answers to be figuring things out that are not military answers.
Like Lieberman does.
So Lieberman has offered some things. One of the things that we hear from a lot of right-wing politicians especially is the issue of opening a port in Gaza. And with that, I'm not an expert on this field, but from what I have understood from a lot of the different plans that are going around, it's basically an impossibility. It's a very nice thing to say, and it's a great idea in theory, but in practice, it's all but impossible. Partially because Israel would never really be acceptable. We would never really accept having Hamas be guarding such a port. So it's sort of a situation where, yes, it's a nice idea, but how do you actually set up a port in very much Hamas-controlled territory in Gaza, while making sure that Hamas does not exploit this huge resource in its backyard? And doing that I'm highly suspect that it's possible to do such a thing without some real interesting and very outside-the-box creative solutions that we haven't really heard yet.